Please be seated. I'm working from my Bible here today, so bear with me as we get this thing started. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness my debut as a wedding officiant. For those of you who don't know me, you really should get to meet me because you've been missing out. Although I've never done this before, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be amazing at it, and this wedding's going to be epic. So sit back, relax, and let's get this thing started. Dearly beloved, now wait a minute, that's just not going to work. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Let me introduce you to today's starting lineup. Starting outside row 2, the best man, Ian Mac Daddy Sims. And starting inside row 2, the matron of honor, Rachel Twerk Wrench Lynn Smith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the front row qualifiers for this evening event. He hails from Macedonia, Ohio, wearing a black tuxedo and checkered Vans sneakers, sponsored by Complete Performance Motorsports. Your groom, Victor Caldarelli Jr. And starting on the pole, your 5-time qualifier for today's event. She's from Navarre, Ohio, dressed all in white with a checkered Vans sneakers, sponsored by Ohio Edison, and escorted by her lifelong crew chief, Doug Packmeyer. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your bride, Jamie Beitzel. I know most of you, so bear with me. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine my thoughts when Jamie and Victor asked me to perform their marriage service be here today. You know, I thought, you guys gotta be freaking nuts, first of all. Leaving me in charge of the most important day of your lives? What could possibly go wrong? So after I thought about it for a few seconds, I said, why not? This could be fun. So with the use of the internet and a few keystrokes on a keyboard, about 45 seconds later, I was ordained. Because the internet has entrusted me with these services for you here today, I'm going to have to really ask that you all either address me as Father Bob or Your Holiness, whichever you prefer. But my wife, she can still refer to me as Big Daddy. But in all seriousness, I'm honored to be here today and have a small part in this love story. So without further delay and pandering on my part, let's get started. So in the words of the immortal Prince, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to put an end to this thing called single life. The electric word single life is sometimes lasts forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you there's something else, the married life. A world of never-ending happiness where you can always see the sun, day or night. So when you call up the Viper doctor in Sebring, Ohio, you know the one, doctor, everything will be all right. Instead of asking how much more time is left, ask him how much of your money is left. Because in this life, things are much better than they are in a single life. In the married life, you're not alone. I have to flip through my manual, hold on. Every couple that gets to this point had to start somewhere, so the first thing I asked Jamie and Victor was to tell me their love story in their own words. So here's what they said. Victor and Jamie's love story, is that better? Victor and Jamie's love story is a very unique one. So let's step back in time before they even met. Victor was dreaming of finding a girl who loved cars and racing as much as he did. He knew this would be hard to find and a rare treasure from God if he could ever find one. Jamie was dreaming of a Hallmark movie and a teammate in life. She knew when she found her story that it would be none she ever watched on a Hallmark channel before. One day they found each other and started talking. Victor found a girl who loved and talked cars with him, and Jamie found the story that had never been written. After many texts, phone calls, and even FaceTime calls, they finally found time in their busy, hectic, COVID-restricted lives to finally meet in person. This, of course, took place at Chipotle, like most relationships. And even then, Victor postponed the meeting 3 times that night because he was busy at work. But Jamie had no problem waiting till after that evening later that evening because she knew there was something special about Victor. From here, things seemed to move fast, raising some eyebrows. However, as time set in, they both realized they were perfect for each other. Friends and family around them also quickly realized what an amazing couple these two were. Fast forward to today. We are here to celebrate and witness the marriage of these two special people who found their fairy tale in the most unexpected place, and watch the beginning of their story unfold, as this story is about love and race cars. We have a reading from Rachel.
All right, let's get serious for a minute. So what does love look like? Love is a word that is tossed around so much in our culture that it begins to lose meaning. I love Chipotle. I love the new Lego movie. I love dinosaurs. This is not the kind of love that Victor and Jamie could ever base their relation upon because it is selfish and it's superficial. So we ask again, what does love, the kind of love that grows and sustains a marriage, look like? So we look to not the Viper Manual, but we look to the Holy Bible. Colossians 3:12 through 17. Put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or in deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you. Well, since there were no other readings, I thought I would pick up here and do one of my own. I want to quote the great Huey Lewis in the News from the Back to the Future soundtrack. The power of love is a curious thing. Make one man weep, make another man sing. Change a hawk to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love. Tougher than diamonds, rich like cream. Stronger and harder than a bad girl's dream. Make a bad one good, make a wrong one right. The power of love will keep you home at night. Don't need money, don't take fame. Don't need no credit card to ride this string. It's strong and it's sudden and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love. That's the power of love. Thank you, Huey. Jamie and Victor have prepared vows for you here today, and I'd like to start with you, Jamie. Would you like to read your vows?
You need to get out.
Got 'em?
Got
Here.
Victor, you came into my life and my world changed in an instant. You showed me that it was possible to be loved like I never thought possible. You know, that Hallmark kind of love. So today, I would like to star our Hallmark movie on the set of a racetrack. Just remember that no matter how many curves and obstacles come our way, I will be by your side till the end of the race. In this lifetime on our racetrack, I will be your partner to the very end. We will be everything as a team and build this story and make it stronger than anyone could ever imagine. Today, I promise today, tomorrow, and always, in front of all of our friends and family, to always love you unconditionally, no matter how much you take over the bed, no matter how many purchases we have to make on our race car. I will always be your shoulder to lean on, your teammate, #1 cheerleader, and will always support you and our family to the end of our race. I love you to the moon and back and all around all the racetracks.
Victor, what's your vows?
Yeah. I'm going to go for memorization first, just in case. So, I wrote my vows for this very day a while ago. However, I changed them today. So, leading up, the weeks and days leading up to our wedding today, people kept asking me, Victor, are you nervous? Or you will be nervous? And I always thought these were odd questions and statements. So as I began to ponder this, I always knew the answer. I knew today that I would be making the best decision in my whole life. And within that, there is no room to be nervous. just confident and joyous and very thankful. So today, in front of all our family and friends and family, I would like to tell you why I'm not nervous. Jamie, I vow to love and cherish you more than race cars themselves. That's a really big deal. I know, flabbergasted, right? It's a big deal. No, in all seriousness, you are my most favoritist thing in life. I want to be with you the most. I want to be the one to make you laugh the most. I can't help myself but to miss you the most. And it's because you're you. You have enriched my life more than I thought God had planned for me ever in my wildest dreams by being you. And you is amazing and beautiful and kind and genuine and over the top supportive. And I just am so thankful for you being all of those things, for you, for me, for us. But most of all, I'm glad you love cars, because none of this would work if you didn't. It's all very circumstantial. Just kidding. So here's to us. 60 plus years was the plan. We got this. Today, I'm honored to stand up here in front of everyone with you to start this adventure and forever commitment called marriage. You are something I've been praying for, waiting for, and sometimes searching for. You are the best teammate that I could have asked for in life. I love you.
That was pretty good. I didn't expect that. No. All right, we're going to exchange the rings. You have the rings? Don't drop them. All right. The ring is an ancient symbol, so perfect and simple. It has no beginning and has no end. It is round like a Pirelli tire with a Brembo carbon fiber rotors, or like the perfect donut after a win. It is a circle for love that is given back round again. Your rings are precious because you wear them with love. They symbolize your commitment to marriage. They remind you of who you are, where you've been, and where you are going. As you wear them through time, they will reflect not only on who you are as individuals, but also as a couple. Victor, placing the ring on Jamie's finger, repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed. I thee wed. Yeah, good. She's so you've done this before, right? All right. All right, and Jamie, placing the ring on Victor's finger. Victor, with this ring, I thee wed. Now, if you can declare your acceptance to this, please, Victor. Do you, Victor, take Jamie to be your lawfully wedded wife? Jamie, do you take Victor to be your lawfully wedded husband? Okay, great. Now, we're going to do one more thing, but before we do, when we're done, and they walk out, we want you guys to stay seated for a moment. You'll be released, and there's a cocktail reception upstairs for about an hour before we have dinner. Okay. So without further ado, I want to pronounce you husband and wife, and I want you guys to kiss, but not just yet. You've kissed each other over 1,000 times before, but this time it's going to be different, because this time you're going to kiss as husband and wife. Victor, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you for the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs. Victor Caldarelli, Jr.